Got the AI grading software client at Dundee, a pretty big, nice university. There's multiple different campuses, about 50,000 students a year, 330 faculty members, so it'll be a really good one. Called this contact about 100 times, finally got the KDM on the phone as the educational director. Gave her a pitch and she was open to meeting after the new year. So should be a good one.
Got one for my client out in Sarasota. It was a quick pitch. Talked to him before, kind of went over some of the stuff we talked about before, and we settled on a date in January, just kind of compare some apples to apples to his current MSP that he's using. Ended up setting up a day and time, and hopefully it'll be a good one.
I got a appointment today for my IT client down in Tampa. It is a eye surgery complex building area down there. They have about 30 users, and since it is like a medical field, they do have a little bit more than that. He just wasn't sure the exact. Everything's in the cloud. Very first appointment with my new client, and informed him. Seems pretty happy, and hopefully it goes the right way.
I got one this afternoon for my IT client in Virginia, third one on the month. It was with a construction company. I talked with the IT vendor contact. They were open to having us out. They're not necessarily in a contract. So they have about 12 users. We're going out there next Tuesday.
We've had a couple of good days back to back, so expecting a big afternoon to keep it rolling. I believe I have our only appointment this morning. Just got one for my roofer in Harrisburg, PA. It's with a manufacturing facility, about 60,000 square feet. Actively looking at some repairs. They want some quotes on, said my timing was perfect, so pretty excited to get that in winter. Not always easy to find active need when there's snow on the roof, but should be a big afternoon. Emma, who are you calling to shop for?
I'll call my shot for my janitorial client in Baltimore.
I will call Teddy's shot for his roofer in LA. And Tyler?
I'll call my shot for our roofer in Minneapolis.
I did set a second time appointment. This was actually a no-show from last year for my client up in Manhattan. It's an architecture firm. It's with the controller. They're about 25 users. They have a couple servers there on site. So it should be a good conversation. It's set for the first week of January since the holidays. I'm going to call my shot also for our IT partner in Omaha. And I know Anthony's on the phone with his client right now. He set a reschedule for that client a minute ago, so it sounded like a great conversation. And then I know Brett got an FTA for his HVAC client.
I did. I got an appointment for my HVAC client down in Miami. It was an assisted living facility. I spoke to him last week. He was super busy. Got back in touch with him today. It's about 250,000 square feet, just under 300 individual apartments. They have a maintenance contract in place, and that's not going to expire anytime soon, but they have a lot of repairs just all the time, just because it's a big facility. So he wanted to meet with us to add him to his contacts, or add us to his contacts to be a future resource for him.
I'll go ahead and call my shot for my IT client in Omaha.
We only got one on the board this morning so far from Nate. I did successfully call my shot on Tuesday, so I'm going to do it again and get an appointment in Chicago.
Call my shot in Florida.
Call my shot for California.
Got a pretty solid banger for my IT client in Tucson, Arizona. 100 users, 14 locations, all in Tucson. Pretty much, if we can come in at a better price, similar service, they'll switch. So looking forward to that.
I'm still in Chicago. I'm building some workers for some nonprofits, so call my shot for maybe a nonprofit today.
I've heard a few productive conversations this morning. I know we have two on the board from Marge and Ben, and then I think Danny hit down himself a reschedule. So I think I'm going to be focusing a lot in New Hampshire this afternoon, maybe a little bit of Baltimore as well, but I'll let Marge start off with her appointment.
Yeah, I got one for my roofer in St. Louis. It's going to be a great opportunity for them. Preventative maintenance is what they're looking into, and it's a manufacturing company that has 3 buildings all within the same industrial park. It's over 400,000 square feet. I'm excited.
I got one for our IT client up in Wisconsin. It was a banger. They have 5 locations, a hospitality company, about 80 to 90 users. So really looking forward to seeing how this one goes.
Got a couple warm leads and gonna try to call my shot in Indianapolis.
Just grinding in Cleveland and in Tampa today, just trying to get a hold of people.
We're having a pretty good morning. I'm on the board, Jared's on the board, Blake's on the board, Josh will be on the board. And then, hey, Manny might even hop on too. But I had a pretty good one for my IT client today in Georgia. They have about 23 or so employees spread out from in the field, in the office, a couple people at home. I'm going to be talking on Monday to talk about prices, services. Sounds like it could move fast if everything aligns right. So that should be a pretty good one set up for next week.
It's been a pretty good one. Pretty good morning, pretty good afternoon yesterday. Got one for my California client yesterday, and then I got one for my Florida client today. So one today was with an architecture company, and so they have like high-powered gaming computers necessary for the work that they do. So that just kind of it's perfect for what we can provide for them. So I think that'll be a good one too.
I got one for my HVAC guy in Austin, Texas. We're going out to a medical center. Going to be pitching them on some preventative maintenance, seeing what projects they have coming up in the new year.
I will call my shot for my Missouri IT client.
This morning I learned how to build for IT, and then so hopefully this afternoon I'll start dialing for IT in Atlanta.
We're doing pretty good so far today. I got one, Dill's got two, Logan will probably get another one or two this afternoon, but just to wrap up, we had a kind of slower day yesterday, so it's good we're making some good pace today. Still ahead on the month for our pace, but mine today was for roofer in North Carolina. It was a previous lead weight from the last couple of months, but it sounds like they have some active issues kind of spread throughout retirement facility. Going out there, I believe in the new year, so it should be a pretty good meeting. About 50,000 square feet total. Should be pretty good.
Got two today, one for a roofer in Dallas. It's with the church. I had spoken with the facilities manager a few times. He said that he was wanting to make sure to knock it out before the end of the year. So we're going to be going doing a roof assessment, and then he has some rough carpentry projects that he was wanting to do, and my client does a lot of rough carpentry, so it's a perfect opportunity. Then also got one for a roofer in North Carolina. Another great opportunity with the complex who has their 2026 budget already set, so that they have a preventive maintenance plan within that budget, so they're looking to getting that figured out and getting the process set up.
Yeah, I've got a couple of good lead weights for after the first of the year, but I will call my shot in Richmond.
Pretty good day so far. Had a really good partner meeting with the company, one of our partners that's talking about renewal, maybe of an additional market. Just hosted a sales training lab for the team, brought up a bunch of good value propositions, little homework things for them to try on the phone that have been pretty successful for me. So we're having a good day over here. Ross scheduled a fantastic meeting for his company in Wisconsin too, about a minute.
Yeah, I got a good one for my client out of Sheboygan. It's with a manufacturing firm on the larger end. I talked to the CFO this morning. He pushed me down to the internal IT director. They do use local MSPs for ticketing and all kinds of different co-managed solutions. He wanted to have a meeting with us next Monday, so we set it up via Teams. But 200 users, they operate on a global scale. It's going to be a good one.
Went to the trails training, that was really good, so Roger definitely hit on some great key points. Calling my shot today in New York.
Not a bad morning so far. Will's got one. Just followed up with one of my proposals I have out there. Sounds like it's promising. Should close. Big rev share client, so super excited about that one. Had a good work from home day too, so they can talk about those appies. But slower morning, we'll get after it this afternoon though.
Nothing on the board so far. I'm gonna be calling my shot for SureLink and Atlas in the afternoon.
I think I got one cooking up for Office Machine Consultants this afternoon.
All right, did you get one yesterday? Was talking about?
I did, yeah, it was a pretty good one. They were, I had spoken with their bookkeeper and their owner a couple times, and we were just trying to find a good time for them to meet with us. Their bookkeeper's only in like 3 days out of the week, so we settled on something early January. They've got an IT guy who's off-site and sometimes has some trouble getting to them in time, so I think it'll be a really good appointment.
Got an appointment yesterday for my cleaning client. It's a church, and the guy called me. I'm calling my shot for 2 roofing appointments this afternoon.
Where you at so far this morning? Pulling up the dashboard, how many apps we got?
Just keep bringing it again.
All right. Nick with 3, Brennan with 1, and then we got one from Maryville and one from SEMO. That's what we like to see. We want to outpace those guys. So,
Yeah, it wasn't.
How about you? What you run into this morning?
3 KDMs, and that's it so far.
Yeah? What are they saying when you come on the phone?
They're just letting me get through the whole pitch, and then just saying not interested.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, have you gone back and listened to your pitch? Try going back and listening to some of your phone calls, because they should be interested. It's sales. It's commercial maintenance and service work. Like, if somebody says they're not interested, tell them. If I had somebody that wanted to do a 15-unit change out, you telling me you wouldn't want that project?
I totally understand.
And they would usually tell you, well, of course I would. That's the type of meetings that we're setting up for guys that have big scale projects and maintenance guys. You telling me you wouldn't want to make an extra 60 grand a year in maintenance? Well, yeah, okay, then we should talk. Right? You gotta challenge those guys. Think to yourself, I'm not gonna let these guys off the phone until they hang up on me, because I'm going to hit them with so much value. If they're not interested, it's going to be because they don't have any, and they're going to tell me. Like, get the true objection out. So you can get to the pitch, but especially with contracting, be more direct. You're probably saying too much. I hear you say the same thing kind of over and over and over again. Don't get in a repetitive thing. What you're doing is not working, change it. Like I say for HVAC, you call somebody too. You got to be direct with these contractors. Hey man, look, I do sales for commercial contractors. You do a lot of maintenance and service work for commercial buildings, right? Yeah, that's why I'm calling. You trying to do more? I got a guy in Denver that just has about $400,000 he got from a 15-unit change-out. He's got another 25, 30 grand in maintenance that I've been able to tack on in like his first 6 months. Like, I do sales for guys like you. You trying to work together? Talk about it at least? That's a very different pitch than I do sales as a service. I work with mechanical contractors. I work with one party. Like, it just, you got to talk to these people like they're human beings. That pitch and stuff in Balto is great. That's to give you that understanding. Those are the bullet points that you want to check. It doesn't matter how you get from one to the next. You're just trying to get that information. That will help you get more contractors on the phone. What about you?
I'll just tack on to that real quick. I hear you guys mention, like, we guarantee $250,000 in revenue in the first year. If you're leaving a voicemail, that's one thing, but if you're talking to a guy, you're probably going to get challenged on that. Well, how can you guarantee that? Well, you can't. So, again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, prepare to be challenged if you throw that out there. I'll just leave it at that. As far as me, I had one meeting with an MSP that called me yesterday. They're in Portland, Maine. Said he's going to include his partner James in on the meeting. I called him late in the evening because he called me later. Didn't get a hold of him, but I sent him an email because he included his email in the voicemail he left for me. And he booked a time via Calendly on Sam's calendar this morning. And then my other two are commercial cleaners in Cincinnati. One was all about it. The other one was all about it at first. Then they called me back and they were like, do I need to pay up front? Had to have a little conversation with him. I was like, yes, you do. He's like, well, I don't know how I'll hit an ROI if you're just getting me appointments at 10,000 square feet facilities. I was like, no, that is a minimum. So I'm going to get you 20, 30,000, 40,000, 100,000, anything in between. That's how you're generating ROI, getting multi-night a week cleaning. And he was like, all right, yeah, I'll hear that out. All three, I think he accepted that last one. He said he accepted it. I didn't see it. But yeah, two are for sure confirmed accepted.
Okay. Brendan, you got an appointment?
Yeah, I got an appointment this morning out of Miami. It's just they specialize in commercial accounts for managing academy. So it looks like a good fit. We'll have to see after your call, but it's for tomorrow.
Jesus, how's your morning going?
Haven't really talked to any decision makers. One guy, I didn't want to put him on the calendar though. He wanted a meeting, but he wanted to meet at 7 a.m. Central Time. Gmail guy. So I just sent it to his email. He said, "Hey, I've seen you guys' website. I just really can't afford it right now," type of thing. So we'll touch base a little bit later. But I said, "Sure, cool. Whenever you want to set the meeting, just go on there and then, set a time so that Sam can meet with you and stuff." But really haven't talked to anybody. I started doing a little bit of pest control, trying to get more people in Phoenix, and so it looks like people are being pretty receptive there. See if we can lock somebody in.
Yeah. And Connor, what you working on?
Hopped into Chicago HVAC a couple times. I'm working my way through it, just trying to find it.
Guys, again, we're pacing pretty well. I got a renewal signed. I got to get Aaron's counter signature on, so I got to go talk to him about that. That puts us at 11 contracts, 2 are renewals, 9 are new companies. You know, one is just a recruiting deal, but you know, the goal is to get people to sign up, right? Like whatever services it may be. At this rate, with the types of deals we're getting, we need to be setting our sights on like 15 to 20, especially if some of them that we're pushing through some custom terms. Like really, we want guys doing our terms, right? Committing to a year. But our deal's a deal. We're doing it. We're gonna do it. You're on the board. You're on the board. You're on the board. You might be on the board next week with that reschedule. So, you know, that's the goal. Everybody get on the board, and remember, this is the standard, right? Like, you guys are pros. We're not moving over to BDRs. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep setting meetings. They're only going to get better. One thing I will say, I've noticed, it's not just here, but it's at some of the other offices. Make sure you guys are using the follow-up dates. You're updating the follow-up dates. You are also doing the stages and the phases. If you don't understand what a stage or phase is, or you need to know what that record should go into, please ask me, you know, or someone that can give you a good insight, right? It's in that document that Cameron sent out to everybody. Like, I know I've seen, you know, you've got, Cameron has like a bunch of pages of stuff. So, I mean, it's in there, but I can help you. So if you get an appointment, it's not lead scheduled, it's appointment scheduled, right? So come to me with questions. Other than that, man, great job.
So I got the post out about the December 9th daily recap, as well as Teddy's proposal and Brett's closed deal. And then I'm also doing my 10 out of 10s of course and grading, and then whatever you or Matt have for me to post, I'll be getting that out, and that's it.
Been working on the search, enhancing the search feature, so going in there and having more than just contacts, accounts, and users, so having like 8 more the models added to it, and being able to filter through that. That way you don't have to search on those every time. So working on that today.
Just testing, sending out emails through AWS. I think I almost got it working. I think there's some issue with the DNS settings that I added to our DNS provider, but I'll figure out today, so that's all I'm doing.
I had a kickoff call this morning with a new client, and then I've had 2 Balto build meetings this morning as well. This afternoon I'm going to be creating a new account for a client that signed up recently, and then I'm going to be looking at just purchasing a few items for our clients that are active, and reaching out to some of the new clients that haven't scheduled a kickoff call yet. So that'll be my afternoon.
Been working on our new IT template and the site that we launched the other day for our Chicago IT client. Just kind of going through their SEO, running it through SEMrush, fixing some issues that popped up.
I have a client site. They're out in California. It's an IT client. I've pretty much finished their full desktop design. I'm just working on mobile responsiveness. I'm hoping to finish that up this afternoon or tomorrow morning and send it over to the client to review their first draft.
Following up on Schaefer Beacon, we got their first hire and we opened up a new position for them. So they're currently looking for some HVAC service technicians. Also had a meeting with our new client in Ellis Mechanical. They're located out in Indianapolis. I'm trying to get them some licensed plumbers. So just sourcing some candidates and sending out some messages.
Been helping Chris all day. He's been having issues with Final Cut Pro. Matt's been having issues too, so I'm making sure the management system has something to do with it. So yeah, just thinking through that, getting new hire set up.
I got an appointment this afternoon for our IT partner in Omaha. I got the president on his cell. He was heading out, but he did give me some insight on what they have in place right now. They have all in-house. They have 3 guys on the IT staff. He said that they have outsourced in the past for security. And he was open to a conversation to see what that would look like, since we do work with some similar companies. They are 65 users, 3 locations, and they do have physical servers there on premises. So it is going to be a phone call for mid-January with him and our sales guy, so it should be a great conversation.
So I just got another one for my Indianapolis software client today. I spoke with a couple of people at this large manufacturing company at one of their locations in Indiana. He said that they've looked into robotics in the past. They've actually used a couple of machines, had some issues with those machines in the past, so he was kind of curious on what we could do different and bring to the table. So I got a meeting set up for the first week of January. We're going to look to just start off virtual and then go with an on-site visit shortly afterwards. So we'll see where that one goes.